Keening up for George Margerson. Postponed filly out of a Bohemian Bounty mare. George knows this family back to front. He's trained 5 of the 8 foals that went to the track from this dam, all bar one of them winning as well. Shy Nala still in the stable. She might find a week opening at some point. She's the only fly in the ointment so far. And this filly, of course, making a debut. The others include the 6-time winner in listed place Far Too Shy, 9-time winner Shiren, 8 of them on the all-weather, most of them when with George, I think 7. And she'll find an opening at some stage. She's not wanted in the market today, just showing a few signs of inexperience on her first school around the paddock. Behind number 5, that is Bonita, Tyler Hurd for Patrick Chammings. 1 go so far. 6th behind Ansar at Lingfield, sent off 66-1. She ran fine for a debut effort, especially when you consider she was slow away and hung towards the inside rail under pressure. If she's drawn widest, that would be a negative, and she's going to need to have come on plenty from that debut as well. Big filly up the top. That's number 1, Glamorous Dancer, who she's not got much to recommend about her, given her debut saw beaten 19.5 lengths. She's from a good family. The Glamourouses, you will be shocked to hear. Her dam was a dual winner in handicaps on quick ground. Half-sister to 2 nice horses in Just Glamorous and Glamorous Spirits. So there's potential in the family. We're just unlikely to see it necessarily at this stage. Behind number 10. Number 10 is Queen Cody, once raced, having a second run tonight. And big things were expected of her debut. Proper market springer. Back down from an opening show of 11-1 at Southwell to 4-1. It was over a mile. Her effort petered out. She's back to 7 furlongs, despite the fact she is bred for a little bit further as well. She's drawn in 6 this evening. She pinged the gates last time in stall 1. Can be hard for a debutant. She had no problem with it at all. Queen Cody, if she brings her A game and has learnt a bit from the debut, you wouldn't rule her out. Quite a long looking type, just like the 1 as well, and similar to the number 6 as well, Miss Chester, Reese Clutterbuck for Mark Usher. Well, I mean, what expectations can you have for a debut when you're filly sent off 200-1? Anything is kind of a bonus, and it's fair to say she exceeded what was expected. 6th of 11 runners, beaten 5 lengths, made nice headway along the far rail here, and that was over a mile. Connections drop her back to 7. That'll help. She's bred to enjoy intermediate trips in time. She needs to prove that wasn't a fluke, but there is ability there. So we'll see what she can offer. And the last leaving the paddock, Princess Amber, her 3rd run in maidens and novices. She's done okay, but she looks a handicapper in the making. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get number 2, Havana Joy. She does set the standard. But it'll be interesting to see if anything can improve past her, and that could well be the 4, Safe and Sound. She was the first out of the paddock, headed to start in the first-time hood on debut, and there she is down at the start, taken very slowly down by Benoit de la Sayette. She's bucking the trend. She's starting over much shorter than most of her family did. And what a family it is! 6 progeny. 6 black-type performers, including the Gold Cup winner, Courage Mon Ami. What she's doing starting over 7 furlongs, I've got no idea. We'll see how it all works out for her and the rest of them for Division 2 of the restricted maiden fillies for 3 to 5-year-olds over 7 furlongs. We've got a well-backed favourite, and that is Safe and Sound. People latching onto that pedigree. First-time Hood doesn't concern me. Both Purple Ribbon, her sister, and one of her other sisters, whose name escapes me, both of them who made their mark in listed races. They both, well, one of them won on debut, the former, and the other one didn't win until she started wearing a hood. So that wouldn't really concern me. It was taken really steadily down to post by Benoit de la Sayette out of the paddock first, and she has been extremely well supported. That's not my question, the hood. What's she doing over 7 furlongs? I mean, all of the family over a mile and a half. A mile and a half plus. She's related to a Gold Cup winner. Safe and Sound. Well, we will see very shortly. Havana Joy sets the standard. It's not a high one, a mark of 70. Even at this stage of the career, even for later developing horses, you can bump into horses. You can bump into horses at this stage, and she's been running admirably. There's absolutely no getting away from that. All of them on the all-weather, all 4 starts have yielded places. You might be looking at a 7 furlong run being the run where she was beaten the furthest and wondering if she's a suspect stayer. I don't think she is. She was beaten by James Tate's Magna Graecia Star, who's rated £10 clear of her, as it turns out now. So no shame in being 5 lengths behind. This is a better test for her, and on all known forms she sets the standard. But that horse in shot could be the fly in the ointment. So she's not a big filly per se, which would maybe give you more hope that this could be her kind of go. But even so, I mean, it's very interesting they've latched onto her. It's not a particularly competitive race per se. We've got horses who have shown a little bit, albeit not much. Miss Chester probably appeals as the each-way chance. I think stepping her up to 7 furlongs will help. She's bred to enjoy intermediate trips in time. She did little wrong on her debut. She was given a nice experience, and she stayed on all under her own doing to be only 5 lengths off the pace to be 6th, and she was sent off 200 to 1. She doesn't represent a yard that are known for earlier developing horses, and I guess she fits that bill because we're seeing her for the second time in early May, in her 3-year-old season. So you'd be expecting this more than an early 2-year-old, say, from Mark, and Mark has shown himself to be more than capable of training winners, but mainly more in handicaps, I grant you. But that's probably down to the kind of stock that Mark would have available to him. So we will see. Again, like Division 1, it's not a race I particularly want to play, per se, as Miss Chester has drifted out, but now it's starting to look at an attractive each-way proposition.
She was really keen and then badly outplaced. That's the same race that Havana Joy finished 3rd in. She did strike me that step up in triple suit and second time out. She did so much wrong. If she puts 1 or 2 of those things right today, she should outrun her odds.
Yeah. Okay, loading process underway. There's a couple already in, a few more to go. I'm interested to see what Anthony made of this well-supported Safe and Sound. Hood on for her debut, and she looks quite edgy down at the start, and small, Anthony.
We got a little glimpse of her in the paddock, Angus. She did 1 lap and then was quick as a flash out of it. Benoit de la Sayette at pains to just keep a lid on her all the way down. The hood going on for the first time doesn't necessarily temper my enthusiasm. Crimson Rosette, she didn't start winning her sister until they put a hood on her. And another one, Purple Ribbon, made a winning debut in 1 as well. It would more be the bucking the trend. Yes, she is a different physical type, and yes, there's going to be a diamond in the rough for her dam, who is a real blue hen. I mean, what a record that she has put forward. A Gold Cup winner and stakes winners and placers to varying degrees all the way through. She's absolutely done her job and has produced a well-backed favourite in this. It's not a race that I don't think you can have majorly strong opinions about many of them. I'm interested to see how Miss Chester gets on second start. Nothing expected on debut, 200 to 1, but she made decent late gains. She'll appreciate a little bit more of a test up to 7 furlongs. I thought she was a viable each way in a race that was ultimately just full of ifs and buts, as you would expect an old horse restricted maiden fillies to be. Up to Mark.
They're in the gate. And they're off. and very, very slow to begin, Safe and Sound. Safe and Sound has surrendered 6 lengths to the main body of the field, and the early leader is Miss Chester. Miss Chester with Bonita to the outside, quite keen, racing in second. The inside rail, Havana Joy is in third. On her outside, Cocooned in fourth. Cocooned being followed to that far turn by Read All About It, who has for company Princess Amber to the inside. Then on the inner is Queen Cody. Last but one is Glamorous Dancer, who's very keen, and now lit up at the back of the field, Safe and Sound, having completely blown the start. Blowing the turn is Bonita, a little bit wide around the outside, racing in second, as it is Miss Chester, who still has a lead of about a length and a half. Again, Bonita is going to blow the turn coming into the home straight, spinning very wide. Cocooned is between rivals, with on the inside the grey Havana Joy, and then Princess Amber, who's been ridden along. Next, but just hanging towards the rail, is Queen Cody, and now they're racing inside the final quarter of a mile. Miss Chester has the lead over Havana Joy towards the near side, and over on the far side is Princess Amber. Next is Cocooned, followed by Queen Cody. Now beginning to pick up is Read All About It. They're racing now towards the final half furlong, and Reese Clutterbuck and Miss Chester still have a lead of a couple of lengths, and not for catching. It is Miss Chester in front. Close call second, either Princess Amber or Havana Joy placed yet again, and then back in fourth is Read All About It.
She's taken a first step forward from her debut, which was impressive in its own right, given she had an SP of 200 to 1. You've got much shorter if you've supported Miss Chester once again, but left alone on the lead. Reese Clutterbuck allowed to do really what he wanted, not that he stacked them up or anything, but he just allowed his filly to go a nice even pace up top, and has gone in at 14 to 1. Massive drifter before the off, Miss Chester. But if you kept the faith, you've been rewarded second up, and she looks a work in progress, as you'd expect her to be for her second run, but she's looked a lot more straightforward than a few of them. It's Safe and Sound. It was over at the start. Fell out of the stalls, pulled so hard in behind. Benoit de la Salle at pains just to get her to settle down, and she did not consent to. Havana Joy has run a Havana Joy race, once again placed. That's 5 now on the bounce. And you imagine she will probably find an opening at some point, as just actually lost out on the bob in the end for the Dr. Richard Newland and Jamie Insole filly, who came into this looking like she would need to improve. I think she probably has. Angus, Princess Amber, but straightforward enough from Miss Chester. She's gone from the front. She's made every yard.
Yes, she has, from stall 7. She's done it well. A Ribchester filly on her second start. There was a bit of promise on her debut, and she ran on in the closing stages here at Kempton. But this is a bit of a shock. The first thing to say is that Safe and Sound, who was well backed, missed the break. I think they wanted to drop her in and get her settled, but missed it badly, and then was way too keen and was never going to be involved.
No, and to be frank, she was quite resenting every time Benoit went and tried to ask for a little bit. She just grab the bit, cock her jaw, and say, no, thank you. I mean, the fact that she sort of half blew the turn at this point, you're going to see Bonita absolutely blow the turn. She's in second now. She's just going to completely come off and miss it. Your winner, Miss Chester, she did it the easy way. She made all the running, and nobody else got involved at all. Bit surprising, considering that Havana Joy has gone to the front in the past, but she didn't break as quick as Miss Chester, and I wonder if there was a bit of, we'll see if we can get a lead through the race, the grey filly, and that's yet another placed effort on her resume now at 5 starts. She has a handicap mark. Maybe they'll look to running in a handicap, but she just looks one pace regardless of what trip they run her over, 6 or 7. This is how fast she is. Princess Amber very much stepped up today to finish second. She was a lot closer to the pace, and more important, she was less keen today than she has been, so maybe she's slowly learning how to play this racing game. But the winner was put in a really good early position by